I'm this dude. Like, how did that whole kind of come about?
Yeah, it was during one of our first trips in Detroit, probably our second, because working with Joe in his studio was a couple different trips, you know what I mean, to work on everything we were working on. So it was probably the second trip, and we're working on Trending Topics, our song. And we were in the studio like all night, and the next day was I think our last day in Detroit. And we got a call from the engineer like, hey man, you still around? I'm like, yeah. He's like, hey, Joe wants you back here to see if you want to do a voice on this song real quick. He wants you to check it out. I'm like, hell yeah. So we left the mall, beeline to Joe's house. And he came out, he showed me the song, and it was like 8 minutes long and shit. And it was just him and Joey on the song. So him and Shaggy was doing like the other voices, and Joe was doing the other voices. So there was characters, but there was just like them doing the references. Yeah. And he was like, all right, so this is where you would do it. So Happy to Pimp was already like a flesh made character from Violent J. And I had a couple minutes to get the voice down, get the character right. And I got in the booth, and like one of my first takes, I heard him giggling. I heard him laugh. Like, you know what I mean? He loved it right away. And he was outside of the booth. Like, he was like, fuck yeah. And he was giving me direction, you know what I mean? Cause he knew I was an actor at this point. And he was giving me direction because he knew I could take it, and he knew I could kind of morph it the way he wanted to. So he was giving me different phrases, different ways to say things until we got the right one. And afterwards, he was very happy with the product. And he was like, man, nobody else could have done this role. And the rest is history, man. He was like, so, you got to be on the whole series. I'm like, absolutely. Sign me up all day. I would happily, you know what I mean? Anytime. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm on every one of them, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Wednesday, if you guys don't know, they're Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday just came out this year in February at Juggalo Weekend. You can get them at psychopathicvault.com. They're all fresh ass singles with a bunch of merch. And
yeah, one of the freshest fucking things, bro. Like, I think it's even right now it's slept on for some ridiculous reason. Like, but once it's all said and done, it's expensive. Correct.
Yeah, that's probably why. To be honest,
but once it's all said and done, I think it's gonna go down as one of the freshest fucking things. Especially when the board game comes out, everything comes together. And who knows what the collection? It might be a fucking head to toe outfit by the end of the day, because everything you get, whether you got a ski mask, a duffel bag, a fucking beanie, you know what I mean, with the board game pieces, and who knows what the end of the week will look like as far as collector's items and stuff like that. And obviously the comic books. It's just one of the freshest things that I'm so fucking proud to be a part of, man. It's so dope.
Yeah, it is super cool. I can't wait till we get the whole week. And I know he initially said there'd be like a box set with the whole week, and then you get the weekend.
Yeah.
So hopefully all that comes to fruition, and then I'm sure there'll be some epic gathering, the fucking walking home fucking show. Yeah. You could dress up like that dude.
Yeah. That's definitely. I mean, why not, right? Why not? It's absolutely gonna happen, man. I'm very excited for it.
That's such a cool thing, man. That's gotta be. I mean, I think he's right saying no one else could have done that, because it's more. As weird as it, even though it's a music project, like you said, it's more of an acting job than a rapping job, because you're portraying a character that's already written instead of like whatever. So that's. I mean,
and it's beautiful because that shit is on my acting resume, and it's legit voiceover work. You know what I mean? And I could kind of write that out when I wrote that in my my notebook of like my goals and dreams. I want to do voiceover work. I'm eligible to check that bitch off now because I've done it, and I continue to do it, man. Happy to Pimp is so fucking fun. And I was just blown away by his imagery, you know, in the first one, because that was the first time I saw the character. I didn't know what he looked like. So I just love that.
You were opening that live on that blog, right? That was like,
real time
on that blog,
Yep, I opened everything real time. I brought it home from the gallery, and I didn't sneak a peek, nothing. Like, I brought that home and opened it, unboxing real time, and that was like. I gasped. We heard the whole room gasped. If you watch it back, like, that was real. And I honestly just thought I was gonna hopefully get a little credit, man. Like a little credit, like a shout out, like Happy to Pimp played by Tierre Diaz. But I got a whole page, and that was the first page we opened to. fucking mind blowing, man. That was epic.
That's so dope.
I do gotta say that since Wizard of the Hood, this is probably one of the best projects that he's doing, or that has come from ICP or Violent J.
Yeah,
I agree, man, and that's great. Obviously, great company. That's what I grew up listening to. Fuck yeah, man. I think it's at the end of the day, man. That's his vision. That's his vision for it. I know that for a fact. I know he truly loves it. You know what I mean? That's why everything it comes with is so epic and like abundant, like substance with like the stuff and stuff, because he truly loves it, man. And that's why it takes so long, because he's not just gonna dish him out like dang shit. He ain't gonna come out with a single and, you know, just like a gathering single. No, he sees the end result a lot like I do. Like he sees the end result and is not going to compromise his vision for it. And there's a lot of projects that may have fell to the wayside because he didn't feel like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things I've seen in interviews throughout the years that he mentioned at seminars that just never came to fruition. But the reason we made it to Wednesday and continued going is because I know for a fact that it's gonna his end result vision for it is ultimately he wants it on the Wizard of the Hood level, and obviously that's gonna be tough to replace because it's a Wizard of the fucking Hood. It's a classic, but ultimately he wants it in the conversation, and I'm just excited to be a part of it.
It's fresh.
I mean, I don't blame him. There's a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears that go in those projects.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
and I almost feel like it's a smart thing, like for someone who's, you know, not to put words in his mouth, but for someone who says things and then doesn't follow through with them a lot, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
We've all seen that happen.
But if you commit to a week, you can't leave an unfinished product. Like at least for me, like if I'm like, all right, we're doing all 6, and I got 2 of them done, I can't just not. It's one thing to not get started.
Right.
You gotta fuck. You know what I mean? Like now you have the pressure to finish.
Yeah.
Like.
And you know what really, I think what really put us over the threshold is we got to Tuesday. Once we got to Tuesday, it was a wrap. Because you could do one and then not finish it. You could do it Monday. You could do it Monday and call it a day. Like, yeah, it was cool, but the reception wasn't great, so I cut it. You can do that, but you got to Tuesday and we got to Wednesday. Bro, we're good. We're finishing this bitch. Don't worry about it.
It's definitely going to be a finished project. It will not go unfinished at this point.
Hell yeah.
I love that. Definitely we're gonna, and you've done all kinds of stuff in acting and more things. We'll talk about that too, but we're gonna stay on the music track just for now. So